Hi, welcome to my presentation on designing a staff phone billing system for Excel Enterprises, which is an IT support company. Why this project? This company provides its staff members with mobile phones that can be used to make support calls to clients. Each mobile phone has a phone number attached to it, and staff are given the privilege to use the phones to make personal calls. All work-related calls made by staff members are paid for by the organization, while staff members pay for all personal calls they make. For a long time, the finance team does manual reconciliation of all bills received from the mobile phone service provider before making payments, which is quite inefficient and tedious. So to address this issue, I've designed a relational database to automate the staff billing process, which would help track personal and work calls and also track invoices smoothly. My schema has 7 entities, namely staff details, phone usage, etc., and all these tables are linked to each other in one way or another, and relationships are established using foreign keys, like we shall see in this entity relationship diagram. So you see the different primary keys and foreign keys which actually link the tables to each other in this diagram. For example, when we look at the staff details and phone usage tables, one staff member can make many phone calls, and so in that case we have a one-to-many relationship. And then when we look at the staff details and phone plans table, each staff member is subscribed to one phone plan, and so we have a one-to-one relationship. Then for the staff details and staff payment, for this relationship, one staff member can have multiple personal payments, and that's a one-to-many relationship, and so on and so forth. These are the technologies I use: the EC2 instance that I use for my classwork, MySQL database I used for my classwork, MySQL workbench that I used for my classwork, the DBForge data generated to generate a data set, and I had to do some data scrubbing and table cleanup after generating the data set. I will give a brief summary of my database data flow logic, which basically translates into the business logic. So what basically happens is that each staff member is subscribed to a plan, and when a staff member makes a call, the total call cost is calculated and stored within the phone usage table. The table has logic that does the calculation, and the call can either be a personal or work-related call. Each staff receives an invoice summing up their total calls, and the organization is responsible for paying the amount due for work-related calls, and the staff member is responsible for paying the amount due for personal calls. The payment history can then be recorded in the payment history table, and in order to have a better view of some results from the database, joins can be used. I also set up a trigger which will automatically update the bill status column in the invoices table to reflect if an invoice is fully paid or not each time a payment is recorded in the payment history table. I have 7 queries in my main project document, but for this presentation I'll stick to 2, and the first is a query that enables you view the call usage per staff, and this is a summary of what the query does, and these are print screens of the actual results I get after running the query in my database. And like we can see, the query provides a detailed summary of the call activity for each staff member. It joins staff details with phone usage using staff ID to connect staff with their call records, and then it counts the total the total calls made by each staff member, and then it sums up total call durations in minutes and the total call cost. And then the second query provides a comprehensive payment summary for each staff member, showing what they personally owe, what the organization owes on their behalf, and the total bill. And this is a summary of what the query does, and this is a print screen of the results I get after running the query in my database. And what the query does is that it provides a comprehensive invoice summary showing both individual and organizational responsibilities. From staff payment table, it shows what each staff member owes for their personal calls, then joins with the organization payment table to show what the company owes for the same staff members' work-related calls, joins with the staff details to display the staff member's full name. And then for my scalability plan, as the amounts of data and user activity increase over time, indexes, for example, the staff ID, call ID, invoice ID in different tables will help queries stay fast. I didn't create any indexes because the columns I felt needed to be indexed were already indexed by default. I was also careful to avoid too many indexes, since too many of them slow down the inserts and updates. I did my best to normalize the database to third normal form, which helps reduce data redundancy, and then the phone usage and payment history tables, which grow the fastest. I would consider archiving all records into an archive table. This keeps operational tables small and fast, and as the data grows, regular backups would be a necessity, so I would consider setting up automated backups as the data grows. And that's it. Thank you.